Hey folks, what's up? Thanks for checking out I Suck at Painting. Now, in case I haven't said this before, I'm not a great painter. I'm an okay painter, but to get a mini to just okay, I spend way too much time on it. So for this video I decided to try doing a speed paint. And this guy took me about just under 2 hours, not counting drying time and basing. And while that may not count as speed painting to a lot of you, it's really, really fast for me. So let's get to the painting. I accidentally deleted a few of these clips because I'm dumb, but fortunately it was just base coating the skin in a wash. And for this I used the German taillight green from the Panzer Aces line, and I washed it with a thinned out Magos purple. This was over a Zenithal Prime. The first layer for the skin is a 50-50 mix of taillight green and Vallejo Model Air mint green. I'm going to paint this guy in more of a bluish green to turquoise scheme, so I'm just hitting all the raised areas of the skin and leaving the wash in the recesses. For the next step I added Vallejo Game Color Jade Green to the existing mix to get equal parts of all three colors. Going around all the skin and the body and head and hitting the top parts of all the contours where the light would hit from above, leaving some of the previous layer visible. With a soft, medium-sized makeup brush, I'm brushing very lightly downward with a 1:1 to 2 mix of the previous colors by adding more of the jade green. Dry brushing is an easy way to quickly hit the raised parts of a model, and you can control which parts of the contours get the paint by controlling your brush direction. The next dry brush is just straight jade green. This time I'm brushing even more lightly, trying not to cover all of the previous color. Now we're going back to normal brush and starting to pick out the more raised details of the face with our jade green. After that, I'm picking out even smaller sections with an even mix of the jade green and Vallejo Game Effects Verdigris color. We're keeping these steps to the face only as I want it to be brighter than the body to draw the eye up to it. Finishing up the face details is a spot highlight of straight verdigris just on the edges and the sharp bits. Moving on to other parts of the model, I'm using Blood Angel's Red for the tongue and inside the mouth. Next I'm base coating all the armor with Games Workshop's Lothern Blue. Now is a good time to go in and tidy up any spillover with just whatever white you have. His belts and straps get a coat of Gorgrundifer contrast paint. This is on the arms, legs, the breastplate, and the weapon handle. Next I'm covering all the blue armor pieces as well as his pants with black Templar contrast paint. The pouch on his belt gets a coat of snakebite leather. A little bit of Ironjawz yellow goes into little armor detail-y things. Here I'm using Skeleton Horde to color the teeth hanging from the breastplate. His teeth and claws get a base coat of Vallejo Model Air Ivory. This took a couple coats because I forgot to tidy up the green from the dry brushing stage. Once those were done and dry, a coat of Skeleton Horde gives some real quick, easy shading. After that dried, I added a quick spot highlight to the points of the teeth and claws with an equal parts mix of the ivory and some white. Onto the eyes, which you can't see with my fat thumb in the way, but I started by hitting them with Games Workshop's Mephiston Red. Then I gave them a dot of Troll Slayer orange. Here's another example of my wonderful camera work. His earring gets a coat of Vallejo Metal Color Copper. I really like these paints because they flow really well. They have really good coverage without visible ugly brush strokes. Actually, I need to get more of these. For the main part of the weapon, I'm base coating it with Vallejo Model Air Metallic Black. After that, I'm doing an edge highlight and sort of a sloppy overbrush with the Vallejo Model Air Gunmetal. Sorry about the weird lighting problems in this part, I'm trying to get that sorted. Next, I'm stippling on some thinned out gore ground of fur. And finally some black Templar. I'm using quite a bit of it and I'm kind of pulling the pools around to where I want them. Now to assembly. Not much to explain here. I'm just using the Tamiya super thin model cement and putting things in place. I recently had a motorcycle accident and I couldn't use my right hand well enough to even use a mouse to edit for a bit, which sucked, as I really wanted to get this posted much sooner. because this was a fun experiment for me. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please tell me in the comments. I have some pretty cool stuff coming, so be sure to subscribe, hit that bell button, helps a lot. This was a cool model and it was good for me to try a different method of painting. I really encourage you all to always experiment and try new things. Even when we fail, like I do a lot, we learn something new that makes us better painters. Here I'm pinning his feet to stick him on his base. I'll have a video on that, and when it's up I'll link to it up top here and in the end card. Then some quick dirt on his boots using the rust color from the Tamiya Weathering Master Set B. After that, I simply glued him on the base. This was really fun, and I'll probably do more of these speed paints. If you'd also like to see more, please hit the like button, subscribe button, bell button, and the Infant Annihilator button. See you next time.